When do you speak your complete truth? That's the question. When do you say something that you're absolutely sure about, that you know that it's no story, it's not a thing that you made up, it's not a subjective projection from you to the world? That was the question when I started this YouTube channel again, because I already started a couple of years ago. And I watched my videos and I thought it's not the real truth. There's something about it that is not real. It doesn't feel real. Why is it? So I love telling stories. I love spiritual videos. I love to explore what life is all about. And I love sharing that with everybody. And then again, every time I started this first video of this YouTube channel, it came out of my mouth in a really wrong way. I found myself telling things that I can't be sure. Of course, I know there is a soul, but am I absolutely sure about that? Of course, I experience energy flowing through my crown chakra down in my body. But what is it? I don't know. So I can share these experiences with you, but I'm not sure if I'm telling the truth. I can only share what I experience. I can I can't be absolutely sure that it's applicable to you. And if I find a way dealing with life, that doesn't mean it works for you. So when I explain this as a procedure to you or as steps to take for you to be happy, for example, then I'll direct you from you to these steps, to this procedure. And of course there are procedures that you go inside and that you experience and you ask yourself what the solution is of certain situations. But then again, it's not a procedure, you know. After watching all these thousands of videos, they're all true. They're all true for everybody that thinks it's true. But for me, it felt not the right way to approach this YouTube channel. So I started with a healing space to be the space where you can heal yourself. I'm not sure if that's happening. So I can't guarantee you that I have a healing space and that you are stepping into the space and you heal. I don't have a clue. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. I don't have a clue. I just don't know. And after all these videos, I realized I just don't know. And maybe this is the way going forward with this first video. I just don't know. You don't know. We think we are sure. We want to have some truth where we can hold on to in this world. But for me, it's only holding up to yourself. And what is yourself? Which which part of you want to hold on to? Your body, your mind, your spirit? So I just wanted to start this YouTube channel and I don't know what to say. I really don't know, because the only truth I can imagine now is silence. And the silence, that is one of the things that I discovered lately, that this silence is for me very healing. And I think that can be absolutely true for you as well. And how often do we have a moment of silence, of just being with what there is, being with what we are, being with us, being with not knowing, being with nothing actually. So there I am absolutely sure that I can guarantee you that I can bring what is true, silence, a silent space of being, not a silent space where you can do anything, where you have to solve a problem, where you are thinking about how you have to be someone else. There you think about what you have to create or manifest. Because maybe the situation now is not very good working for you. That can be true. But what if life just flows and just is a very lively system that just flows in every direction that is the best for everybody? And even that I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I want you really to think about it yourself, because also what I'm telling now, it's kind of my journey of gaining knowledge about spirituality, about energy, and I experience it, and I think it's a very big adventure of all these experiences of the energy, but I'm not sure it's working for you. So in this channel, we sit in silence. We just are. And sometimes words come up and sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know what is happening. But what I know, if the silence speaks, that it gives you an opportunity to tune in, to see where you're tuning into, to see what is your focus and your attention. What is your intention at this moment? The silence brings up the noise within us. So it's absolutely honest and the truth that if we keep in silence for a few minutes, for a quarter of an hour, what everything that comes up is what there is. And that is exactly the thing that wants to be here. But aren't we escaping that? Aren't we escaping that what wants to be here? The pain. The pain wants to be expressed and it wants to be felt. It wants to be listened to, acknowledged. And the first thing we do is take an aspirin or think, how do we get rid of this pain? I thought that, I think my whole life. How do I get rid of this pain? And I tried everything. Medicine, Western medicines, energy work. And it does work for a while. But then when I acknowledged in silence that I had a huge fear of my pain, that changed everything. For me. It is for me. So where we go from here, I don't know. I don't know. Let's feel and see what wants to come up at this moment. Let's tune in of not knowing everything. Even when we have astrology, even when we have channeling, even when we have planning, even when we have an idea of an imagination of the way to go and the end situation, we don't have a clue what is going to happen. I am not having a clue what's going to happen with this channel. I don't know. And I think that I believe, and it's my belief, it's my story, that I think that we need to realize that everybody in this world doesn't know what is going to happen in this world at this moment. Every step that we make, every step that we take, it's bringing us somewhere and we don't know. If you plan to go on an holiday and you want to travel, the plane is not going. You didn't know. If you're doing a project for your work and you think you have everything in control, everything planned, everybody knows what to do, something happens and you have to adapt. And we can adapt. It's no problem at all. Just let us just sit for a while and realize we don't know. And yet we can trust. Even through the most difficult time. We opened our eyes in the morning. We tuned in. Sometimes miracles happen, sometimes it doesn't. It's getting worse. And we just have to deal with that. We don't know what's going to happen. And now I want to let the silence do its work. And you can close your eyes if you want to. And feel. You can feel what these words are doing with you that you don't know. Maybe you have resistance of these words. Maybe you have a knowing that for you that's also applicable. So tune into yourself. What's your body doing? What's your mind saying? And what thoughts comes up? What images comes up? And there's nothing more than that. When the silence is working, I can feel my thoughts softening a little bit. And when I'm using the words now, I can feel that the energy in my head is amplifying a little bit. So if we want to stay in silence, we really tune into ourselves with no noise. And slowly I can feel my breath coming forward. But maybe you experience something else. If you want to write it down later in the comments, I will be really thankful to know what you experience in this silence. So, what we can know is that the silence is here. Of all the thoughts that are happening on a day and all the actions that we take, all the movements from our body, but also in our mind, also in the movement in time and space, in this matrix, there's an underlying silence, always available every moment. And this silence is within us and around us. This silence can fill up the space with truth if we let it. So tune in on this silence because it's you. You are the space and the silence where everything in appears. The silence is like an anchor point, but also a compass for me. And now everything that I say or every story that I tell, it appears to me that it is a story. Now we can conclude. I conclude there's nothing wrong with being silent on YouTube. And with that, I will end this video. But if you want to sit in silence for a while, please do so. And again, I just want to know from you what you experienced in this silence. It made me peaceful. It made me aware of my breath. I could even feel my heart pumping. And isn't that enough in life? Yeah, that's enough. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the silence. Bye.